"Hi, Matt, this is all good, but there are no guys in my age group to date. It took me 9 years to find the last guy I dated. It also failed. I'm very hurt." Well, you mean in your area? It's one of those things. If you're really like, I'm just going to assume, anonymous Facebook user, that you're talking about your area and that you don't feel like there are any guys in your area that you can really date. And so it's one of those things where you may need to open yourself up to other areas. I was actually just talking to a guy about this because sometimes guys come to me for dating advice as well. And this guy was like, "Oh, I'm not finding any women that I'm even attracted to in my area." And I was like, "Well, what you might want to end up doing is going to some other areas, find some other areas. If it's really true, if you're not, like your standards aren't crazy and you're just weeding all the men in the world out, which it sounds like you're not, because you did find a guy that you dated at one point. And what you might want to do is just open things up. And because everything's different with every area, right? Like, for instance, if you're a man in Denver, there are way more men than there are women in Denver, right? And it's the same, I think, with San Diego and some other cities, right? And so if you're a man in those areas, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to date in those areas because you're competing for women that you wouldn't normally have to compete for because there's such a lack of guys in that area. And so what you might want to do is consider going to some other areas. You don't have to completely move to another area, but you might want to take, some time and just, go to a close city that's near you and maybe just commute over there, or maybe take a week, once every such and such time, or a weekend or a couple weekends a month or whatever, and go over there and spend more time in those areas and connect with men in those areas. And that'll open up the pool of available men who you can actually choose from and connect with and be in a relationship with. And so that's a really good question there, anonymous Facebook user. And there are ways that you can kind of hack that and get more options of men available to you.